Hello everybody, and welcome back to Wheel Trouble's Let's Play Riven. In the first episode, we had figured out this little bridge thing and the star room. This episode, we're just going to pick up where we left off and see if we can't figure out another way out of here so that we can progress forward. I'm still unclear on what those steam switches fully did, as we've only activated one of the bridges. Let's see. What to do, what to do. So let's try this button. Nothing, no clicking noises, nothing at all. Do we see anything from this angle? Nope, no latches or tripdoors, anything like that. What do we have over here? This was the one valve, which we've activated, which seems to work with that mechanism there. Little island off on its lonesome. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to bring that bridge back down. Last desperate hope here. Okay, so this is going to have to go up to complete that bridge. How? Anyway, back to the direction we were going. Looks like what we're going to have to do is bring that bridge back down and try another avenue. This room must be miserable in real life. If it were real life, of course. One gigantic steam room. Alright, back through the star room. And under the door. And we're going to cross that bridge right there. As soon as we straighten this out. We're going to reposition this so that in the future we can run straight to that bridge without having to go under the door, up the ladder, and all that fun stuff. Save us a little bit of time. And one last check, just to make sure we didn't miss anything on this angle. And we still have that door barred. Nope. Ooh, let's explore this door on our left here. Interesting. Looks like a microphone hanging down in some sort of globe device. Spooky music. Yay, always fun. And we know this island is inhabited, unlike Mist. So maybe we should wash ourselves? I have no clue what this is doing. None at all. At least it's not sucking the life out of us. That would be disastrous. Let's see what these two little windows are. Okay, I don't recognize that yet. Let's see what the other is. Okay, this looks like a temple area. Ah, opening the door. So this should give us a point of egress. So let's continue running down that hallway. I'm sure that'll lead us to that temple area. Wrong way. Very well camouflaged stone door. And here we are in the temple. Okay, and let's see what's inside this temple here. That looks a lot like the room we were in, so I'm gonna guess that's some kind of projector like we saw in Channelwood and Mist. Love the way that stained glass plays out through there. Some kind of whale with tusks with an offering in front of it. I'm guessing the indigenous people worship those things. More food and some kind of weird toy ball that we can't mess with. I'm curious about that toy ball. And out here it looks a lot like that blue picture we had in the imager room. Lovely view here. Let's see what this button does. Okay, and we do see some movement off in the distance. Well, isn't this curious? Looks like we have a ride out of here. Is it just me, or does this look a lot like the contraption in Selenitic on Mist? At least it opens the door for us. I'll be right back, guys. I have to go AFK for just a moment. Terribly sorry about that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I remember the first time I played this section right here that we're about to do wound up being one of my most favorite parts of the game. And without further ado, away we go. Okay, now let's see where we wound up. Interesting little cutaway into the rock here. Looks kind of like a frog. One thing that's tough with the clicking picture thing is it's really easy for me to get disoriented. Since not every node is a 4-point, it can be a 2-point, 3-point, 6-point. Just depends on how they decided to draw it. And I don't think that button did anything. Maybe that just calls it if it's on another island. So do we go down? Yeah. Those are interesting. Sounds kind of like a pig grunting. And we need to pay very close attention to sounds. In case you guys didn't notice from last time, Cyan likes using all of our senses against us. Trying to find a way onto the beach here. There we go. This would be a lovely place to set up a hammock and just hang out for an afternoon. Nothing over this way. Nothing that we can get to at any rate. And we can't get to the rock from here. The artwork in this it's still amazing. Okay. For those of you wondering, I'm kind of scrolling around the screen trying to see if there's anything clickable. It's been literally a decade since I've played this. Some weird howling and... horizontal line. My advice, if you have a scratch piece of paper, write down that symbol, and maybe make a note of that sound. And that seems to be a U-turn. So we'll keep following this path. And we've been spotted. Great. It's okay, everyone just goes into hiding. They do sort of explain this culture in the Myst books, which after this game I highly recommend reading. Well, this is interesting. And let's see what this ball does. Sounds like bug wings with a little semicircle off on the left-hand side of the box. Let's back up and see what this picture is. Turn the water on. It's either a jellyfish or some kind of bug. I'm going to guess from the sound, it's a bug. And moving on. Okay, let's go a little further down this ladder here. If you look in the water, where my mouse is pointing, we actually have little holes in the water. We'll see that a little better as we go down. There are some strange physics that govern the island of Riven. See, you can see the curvature there. If you're wondering why I stop periodically at these different nodes, it's just so I can get my bearings. These picture games are notorious for disorienting people. So you can see solid ground there. The water has some sort of displacement barrier. They kind of explain it a little bit later. Okay, we're going to run it back up the ladder and see if we can't get some access to those train tracks. That's the next piece of our puzzle. And you can see the cart that we're going to use right on the edge of that cliff. So we have to find some way over there. And yes, I realize I was spinning around rather quickly when I pointed that out. I'm sorry. There's a dagger sticking out of the ground again. Personally, I always thought it'd be wonderful to try to hide something along this rock face that you just scramble up and down. If this part isn't depressing, I don't know what is. Those are some rather large tree stumps. Sure, there's some smaller ones too, but... oh well, just hope they went to good use. Wonderful part about these node games is that you could put in beautiful pictures to create the illusion of high graphic. Well, for the time, relatively decent graphic. We have some sort of ball here, I think. And I missed it. We'll come back to it later. After all, right now the big goal is to try to get that cart down. If you guys can't see, off in the left, there's a parent grabbing their child so they can hide from me. So it's not that this place isn't inhabited, they just don't want me to know about it. Lovely little lanterns to illuminate the place at night. Rather odd considering you never see this place at night. One of those little water holes. And up on that cliffside in those weird spherical huts would be the village. That's certainly one way to keep bugs at bay. As a fly goes zipping around my ear. And no reply. Nowhere to go but up. Here we go. And here we are at the cart. See what this lever does. Probably drops it straight down. I'm guessing that's either an altar or some sort of throne, given the tusked whale thing. I certainly hope it's not some sort of throne, because that looks massively uncomfortable. Wonder what that noise was. It sounded like the child. The main goal right now is just to get back into that cart, and then we'll start exploring from there. I would have loved to have been a sound designer for this game. So many just beautiful nature sounds. And once again, the weird dinosaur things are back. That was one sort of cheesy thing about these node games. If they didn't program each node for certain cases, like, you know, first pass and then subsequent passes, you would end up with the same sequence over and over each time you hit a certain spot on the map. Sort of frustrating, but those guys are part of a puzzle later, so that's an important sound to take note of. That kind of pig grunting sound. Okay, back down the ladder. If I can get my mouse where I want it. That's one sad part about having to use a virtual machine to play this. It's difficult to get the mouse exactly where I want it. Now we need to figure out what these controls do. We have this switch here, little switch that controls left and right, and then the one on the right goes forward or backwards. This one just spins us around. See what I mean? And this lever pushes us forward. And we're going to try to explore all of the track down here. If it helps you to draw a map, go for it. What I'm really going to try to do is just explore each dead end along the right-hand side until I reach a total stop. Essentially, the trick is that you can find your way through any maze, provided that you just turn one direction constantly. So, if you start a maze, and you just follow the left wall, even as if you approach dead ends, you can still turn around at that dead end, follow the left wall, and just keep cycling through dead ends until eventually you get to the right one. It beats random guessing any day. Let's go ahead and poke our head up and see what we have here. We have a ladder that we couldn't really reach. So let's get back down. So that's sort of dead end one. Let's go ahead and spin around and see where we can go from here. Now we want to go, again, we're following one side. We're going to try following the right-hand side. Up periscope. I wish this thing had a periscope. Would have made life a lot easier. Notice how everything here has the theme of 5 going on? Alright, let's continue our climb. We have levers. Okay. And we have a porthole, where we get a nice view of everything down there. Kind of hard to make out the tracks, but that's okay. We can at least see what we're messing with. We're going to flip everything up just to see what happens. Spin around. And that extended all the ramps. So that gives us access to just about everything. Next step, we're just going to go down and continue our explorations, but we're going to do that in episode 3. So that's where we're going to pick up next time. Catch you guys later. Wheel Trouble out.